an African sky. Sometimes I feel that you really know me.
You're with Mansfield today, and it's the leisure show, being a weekend, and the time where we just kick back and just do some fun stuff. One of the regulars is, of course, going to be our cooking slot with our resident chef, Chef MLK Martin Kobald. Good day to you, sir. Are you doing well?
I am doing absolutely marvelous. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you. As we've been saying the whole week, it has got a little bit nippy in Joburg. And I see from your email that you sent through to me that you are doing probably one of my most loved comfort foods that you can have. And that is
the cottage pie.
Aha. Okay. Right.
Yes.
Give us your version, Marty.
Okay, well, this is the original version, and to start it off, there's a lot of people confuse the cottage pie with the shepherd's pie, which is in principle exactly the same. The only difference is the kind of meat. So for the cottage pie, using beef, and for the shepherd's pie, using mostly lamb or mutton. So, but we're going to do a cottage pie today. So the ingredients you're going to require is about 1 kilo of beef mince. I prefer normally a nice little bit of mixed beef mince. A bit fatty would be always good. Some nice flavor. 1 onion chopped, 2 carrots peeled and grated, 2 celery sticks finely chopped, 150 ml of red wine, which is optional. You can also replace that with some beef stock if you like. 400 grams of freshly chopped tomatoes, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, about 250 milliliters of beef stock if you replace that with a wine. 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, finely chopped. 2 teaspoons of fresh thyme, finely chopped. And then you need some more ingredients for the topping. As we know, there's a bit of a mashed potato on top. So you need about 1.2 kilos of floury potatoes, which is very important. You don't want to have the fatty ones. You need the floury potatoes, which is normally when you see them in the shop, the nice big one. You peel them and you cube them. About 200 milliliters of milk, some ground nutmeg, some butter, and a cup of grated cheddar cheese or Gouda to your preference, and a teaspoon of smoked paprika. So to make it is very, very easy. You just take a large pot, bring some oil inside there, bring it to the medium heat. You add your onions, your chopped onions, your beef mince, and then you stir it until it's nice and brown. That would take about good 15-20 minutes until all the water is evaporated. Then you brown it nicely, and then you just add either your wine, if you use the wine, or you add your beef stock to it. Bring that to the boil, and you add your tomatoes, your tomato paste, and then season required. Just add a little bit of salt and pepper, not too much salt. Salt I prefer normally to add at the end of the dish, just before you assemble then the meal. So, and then you just let it boil for another good, I would say, depending on the quality of the meat mince you have, but it would take a good 30 minutes for the meat to get tender. So a good 30 minutes, you just boil it on a medium heat and just stir it occasionally. I think that helps that it don't get stuck on the bottom. So for the topping, you just boil your potatoes. You can do it at the same time while you have your filling on the stove top. You just boil your potatoes in lightly salt water until they're nice and tender. Then you drain the water and you just let it heat from the dry out from the steam a little bit. And you just with a wooden spoon, just smash it with a wooden spoon. I wouldn't put it through a sieve, because you want that texture in the topping. And you just add your nutmeg, your salt and pepper, and just towards the end, you just stir into your cheese, either your Gouda or your cheddar, and you season with salt, pepper, and nutmeg. And you just assemble it in a nice big oven dish. You put the mince paste on the bottom, and you just either pipe if you got a piping bag and you're nicely skilled, you pipe your mashed potatoes on top, or you just use a wooden spoon and just make a little bit of design on top there. And you just sprinkle the paprika on top, and you put it in the oven for a good 25-30 minutes until it's nice and browned on top. And it's normally cottage pie starts bubbling a little bit. It's always a nice sign that the cottage pie is ready. I prefer to serve it then, with some nice green salad, big bowl of green salad, and that's all you really need. And that's a very, very nice hearty meal for these days when it's nice and chilly outside.
And by the way, if you were watching that and thought to yourself, damn it, I haven't got a pen and paper. Don't worry about that. We'll put those recipes up on the mansfieldtoday.com website and also on the chefmlk.co.za website as well. I was just thinking while you were talking your way through that cottage pie, my sister, you know my sister Anne, you've met her before. She makes the meanest cottage pie, but she uses, and I think this is where her recipe is just so different to everybody else's. She uses 3 bottles of red wine. She uses 150 mils for the cottage pie, and she drinks the rest while she's cooking.
Yeah, that always makes a big difference. Yeah, you should always add wine, and sometimes you should use it for the food. Absolutely, I fully agree with that. Yeah.
But nice to talk to you. We'll talk to you again next week. Cheers, my buddy.
I'm looking forward to it. Cheers, thank you.
Bye-bye. Martin Kobald, Chef MLK.
There's so much you can show me.